Hello everyone, this is Joe Brewer here at Origen del Agua, the Origin of Water Nature Reserve in Barichara, Colombia. Today we are making gabions, which are stone structures that allow water to pass through them while collecting sediments to stop erosion. And we've got this nice place here where up above, way up there, is where we have a groundwater supply. It's like a surface well. And the water comes down and there's this heavy erosion coming all the way down through. You can see Elise and our lovely volunteer Kathy are there helping. And then it continues down, and just look at this erosion. And what we're doing, and what we just did actually, was we built a little gabion, a stone wall right down there. And what I'd like to do is just show you the gabion and show you how it works. This is one of those incredibly simple things. And Kathy and I just built this in the span of about 5 minutes, while we were also playing with my daughter, so we could have even done it faster. But I want to show you from here, the gabion is just this stone wall right here, which you can see, that I built. Maybe I'll go back a little, you can see it better. And it goes across a little channel of erosion, which you can see really nicely from this angle here. So you see that there's an erosion channel coming down, and we built this gabion, or this stone structure, across it. And if you look at it from above to see the shape of it, it is just a line of rocks with smaller rocks and bigger rocks all mixed together. And what's going to happen is, as there is rain and it brings the sediments down in erosion, that these sediments, like this material here, are going to back up. They're going to be stopped by the rocks and start to build up and raise the level of the ground above. And because there are all these holes in the rocks, you can see all the gaps in between, that's where the water will pass through. So this is like a water filter. It's going to clean the sediments out of the water and leave them behind. But that means over time, as this sediment pile builds up, it becomes more stable and it moves less, which creates a spot for little native plants like these guys right here. And so as the seeds of these native plants remain in these sediments, which are like thin or small pieces, a lot of particulate matter, very porous, easy for the water to infiltrate and easy for the roots to dig in. And that's going to start to build a natural garden bed. And then the native plants will propagate and stabilize the surface by their roots, which will happen later. And so the idea with this gabion that we've just built is that it will build up sediments eventually to the height of the gabion itself, which will become a flat layer of dirt behind, and that'll start to fill in these holes. And then the water that's running down lower into this area will be coming a little more slowly, because it had to go through this obstacle of the gabion itself, which slowed it down. And it removes some of the sediments, which means the water below is cleaner. And what's nice is this lets us be good neighbors, because this little ravine goes down, and our neighbors across the fence there have built a big pond where they hold water to feed their livestock. And that pond is gradually filling up with all of the dirt and soil from this land, which is going to fill up that pond over time. And by cleaning out the water, we're slowing down the accumulation of sediments down there. So that's just something, and you can see Kathy's really enjoying putting in rocks. It's so easy to do and yet so gratifying to know that we are influencing this ecological process with such a simple intervention. And like I said, we built this one that's relatively large in about 5 minutes, because all the rocks were right here next to us. We didn't have to carry them very far. So that's how a gabion works and how we're using them here at Origen del Agua. I hope you find this interesting, and if you happen to have some heavily eroded land with rocks nearby, you can do this too at home. So enjoy. I hope you go out and regenerate some landscapes yourself.